Welcome to UrbanHood, your learning platform.
Welcome everyone. I am Mushi Bhuiyan. I'm one of those, I guess, I'm one of the trader, investor at the same time with some of you, like a stock lover, well, whatever you name it, I am. I founded this non-profit organization several years ago. Our first one is Urban Food Alliance, where we focus on charity, helping people. I guess with any way you hear nowadays, it's shocking to see that what people go through because of this pandemic thing going worldwide. And I'm surprised to see. I do not know if any of you even saw a news today came up that there was a grocery store that this mother and children they were are taking food, and then the owners of the store call in police. Anybody read that news by any chance? Heard about it? Okay, it just
No, Moshi, we haven't.
it's very. This is the world is here in the country in our country here in USA. So what happened? It came on CNN and the news is there. But the cop was at the end he did not arrest people. He paid for the food. He let them go. So there are so many things like this happen every day. You and I, we just do not know. But since I'm in this world, those kind of news catches my attention. And then, oh man, because I'm so glad at least he did it. And he did not arrest it, and there's like a good part comes out of it. So that's what Urban Food Alliance we do. We do in the country, and then also now we went outside the country. Also, we are doing in a couple of different countries in the world. And then Hood is the one where we figured, when I say figured, I had a lot of people coming in and saying, you're young, what do you do for a living? So I retired. So when 3 years ago I retired, then I founded this Urban Food Alliance. I was having a hard time to people consistently keep getting donation. And then when my intention was not doing this. It's just I wanted to do something for with my kids. They were in high school. They're still in high school. So that's when they wanted to do something for the community, build it up. A lot of friends they say, I want to participate. At the end, people want to do 1 day, 2 day. It doesn't happen for long term. And then I was thinking, okay, I do stock trading, I do investment, I share with other people. Like, this is how I became financial free. This is what I have done with my money. With those type of knowledge transfer session happens, UrbanHood was born. So UrbanHood, our goal is just like to create an entity where we help each other uh, about money, that how money works, how you can put your money work at the same time. While you're sleeping, your money is still working. How many of you today have felt good when you are looking at your cryptocurrency balance? How many in this room? Nobody except me?
No, I made some trade today between losing and winning. It's just a few. I just put like $100. I don't work that much. I
Uh,
just want to see how it is.
that's okay. I know that we have people in the room have cryptocurrency. This morning when I woke up at some point, I look into and every day when this is something it's naturally just I can alert this is what's my happens my balance. When I looked into my balance on crypto, I couldn't believe it. What that much money is? And then I went back. I logged on my portfolio. It gave a big smile, right? So what I'm trying to tell you that in your sleep you can make money if you know what you're doing. So these are the things what we do, that we educate people, say, hey, is not for everybody, but it's another investment. It's just giving you one example. So that's how what we started from. So we're going to teach each other, will help you. And hence what happened, we got a lot of volunteers, awesome people coming together now helping. Everything what we're doing is all like non-profit. As you are going to see that what we are going to share with you, we are going to share with you how this coming week market is going to look like. But based on that, You have to make the decision. So everything we're sharing, educational purpose only, please make sure that you understand, you read the disclaimer as I am talking to you. We are not offering anybody any financial advice. We advise you to see a professional financial advisor and understand your goal. And this is the perfect time to do this, to know what's your financial goal. People say, I want to be a day trader. It's almost like you are trying to tell yourself, I want to go in casino and I want to be a gambler. But how many people really do you know that make money from the casino? If casino would be in the business of making everybody rich, do you think they will grow? It doesn't happen like that. Same thing in stock market. If you say you want to be a day trader, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Google yourself how many people make money becoming a day trader. How about the same idea? Think of that. I want to be an investor. I want to put my money to work for me so that someday this money is going to work while you're sleeping, and then you become a financial free. You do not have to do 9 to 5 job for the rest of your life, but for now, spend some time, sweat with us, learn. Today, many of us, you see that in the room, they say, I'm cutting my vacation short. And I know today, some people told me I will not make it. But because of that extra, little bit every day goes long way. Little bit every day goes long away means every day, every week, every time when do this kind of session, they pick something. And then with that knowledge, they apply in their investment, hence they make money. So that's what you need to look into. Education is the key. So please make sure, do your own due diligence. If you lose money, UrbanHood is not responsible for your loss. So things I was telling you, what do we do? This is what kind of gives you an idea. Every week, every day, it doesn't happen. It does. We are not like saying, hey, we do not have food. We offer food a family of 4 members for the week. So since Corona happens, this is what we do. So when you visit urbanhood.org, you are going to see that there is a website that you have to be a free member. You can be a free member. You can be a gold member. You can be a silver member. What the membership helps us to pay for the certain contents or for the paid services that we subscribe to. I'll share with you later on the list of the contents that it cost us close to monthly $2,000. So if as an investor you pay that much money, it's too much. You do. So this is when we come together, we use those information, we have analyze it, and based on our analysis, we share with you. So most of us can benefit from it. At the same time, after the leftover money goes to those people who can benefit from this cause. So being a member, what you get, when if you will decide to become a paid member, like I said, our members, gold members, silver members, get over 200 hours of recordings of training that we have there. You will have access to all those trainings, libraries, plus we do private session with them. You will have ongoing those access. Then, as I said, when somebody says, hey, should I buy this stock? Should I sell this stock? Should I be there? Then using those paid services, we analyze it. And then we tell them, hey, these certain tools tell us this is good buy. Certain tools tell us it's not a good buy. Then we start kind of internally use our experience and discuss. And then we share with you what we learn. So that's what, as an investor, that you need to have an edge whenever companies like, let's say, Microsoft, Apple goes down. Do you really want to, should I keep spending or put more money on Microsoft or Apple or buy something else? So that's when we were using those paid tools when they help us also do our research, and based on your goal, short-term, long-term, near-term, mid-term, or long-term goal, we can tell you buy and not to buy ourselves. Support together, we come together and help each other and make money together and protect our own money. So these kind of also gives you few things, why you should be joining. In not even any place. Education is the key. You need to have certain skills. If, sir, let's say if you have money, then do you go buy all the stocks same time, or you say no? There has the art into it, and those are the reason that you need to have that certain education. Education is the key. You join with us. We have the best learning platform. We believe we help each other as we make our own money, and then also at the same time feel good knowing that our money we are putting together, that it goes to a good cause for somebody benefit from it. There are some families do not have to go through what we are not going through today. And same way thinking about future, like cryptocurrency, today cryptocurrency, tomorrow something, tomorrow real estate. There is always things changes. When things changes, how do we adapt our own portfolio? So those are the things that when we come together, we share with one another. So there are many reasons, like here I shared that you can rate it up, but at the end you need to have a skill. And when you have this skill, that if you do not have the right knowledge at your fingertip, that skill or knowledge is going to be gone. Old days we used to work, be in office with all the people, talk to one another. But today, look at it, I'm in front of you, more than 80, 100 people in front of you that I'm speaking. And at the same time, we're conducting our own business, right? Nothing changes. The world evolved, but we are also figure out how we can adapt ourselves. We can move on and we move forward. So that's something that you and I need to learn. And just same thing for our investment. Be prepared for it. Be agile. Be adapt. When things happen, how can we adapt? And that's when we need the tools. Paid tools gives us that information. If we look at the information at the CNBC, or my friend your friend tell you to buy stock, is too late. You do not want to buy stock, and then your friend told you, because they heard from somebody, and that's going to happen many people. One of the things I always face with more than 5,000 members we have in our community, or most of the time when people say, my account is at loss, or why is your loss? Why? And we reviews their portfolio. Why did you buy this? Oh, I bought this. The price they buy it because their friend told them, and their friend, when they found out the price, is already high. So what I hear from the people, the moment I bought my stock, it keep going down and keep going down and keep down, and then they're hoping and praying and wishing it's going to come back. You don't want to be in that situation. Okay. So that's why it's very important for you, those who is new, please learn. And there are many tools out there. Platform let you do paper trading. It's called paper trading. You can Google it, paper trading, and do a paper trading. It's all simulation of real stock market, and see how you're doing. And then on our website, upper right side, you will see that our link for Telegram. Join in our Telegram. It's free. We'll share with you questions you have. We have awesome volunteers. They will answer your question. But learn, do not lose the money, real money, and then later on say keeping hoping and praying. Hoping and praying is not the strategy to make money from the stock market. Okay. I think that's what I want to share. And then I'm going to, hopefully those who would join with us in new, you have an idea. And Delavar today prepared some content. He's going to share with you, and then I'll take back and do some closing. But one thing, all of you know that stock market, you do not want to ignore it. This is an amazing time, and most of the people who learn, they do make money. So look into the long term. You do not want to put yourself under pressure that you want to become a day trader. Just look at yourself that you want to learn and you want to make consistent money ongoing basis. Okay. Floor is yours, Delavar.
Sure. Thank you, Mushi. Well, welcome everyone to another Sunday weekly market talk. This is the first one of the year. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. So let's kind of get started right into what we have prepared for this this Sunday. Now, the purpose of these Sunday market talks are to get everyone kind of prepared for what's upcoming in the trading week. Any tickers I'm looking at specifically. So the first one, obviously, we like to review is very simple, the S&P. Right now, we're seeing some nice price action here. We did have a breakout above 372.81. That was some resistance towards the end of the year. I mean, the last week we didn't really see any volume, so we're heading into a new trading year. Tomorrow is obviously the first day of the market, and January tends to be a good time for the markets, right? There's something called, in fact, the January effect, right? And the market tends to do pretty well in January, usually, historically. And the reason why is because many reasons, but I'm going to give you guys two reasons. The first one is due to tax loss harvesting that's done by a lot of wealth managers, people that invest in these markets. They do the tax loss harvesting in December, usually causes a drop in certain stocks. So then they're considered a little bit undervalued, and those are bought in January. So that's one. The second thing is, I think towards the end of the year, a lot of people are getting a lot of bonuses. So that automatically makes people want to relay those funds into the market and continue to buy some stock. And especially this year, we have the stimulus check going around. So I wouldn't be too surprised if people started investing just with the stimulus check they received. But all in all, that's all I have for the S&P. Let's move over to the triple Qs. Very similar, right? We did break up over 312. We broke up 312.5, kind of consolidating above it. There are some analysts saying that the tech sector is a little overvalued right now. Some say it's not. So it's definitely an interesting debate happening right now. It is a new year, so I'm not going to be too aggressive on, okay, where I think certain stocks are headed or what certain prices we have to look out for. This is kind of just, what's on my radar. So definitely keep an eye out on the tech sector as well. Any specific stocks, right? Let's take a look at Tesla, right? So Tesla is, in fact, very interesting, right? I mean, just look at this rally we had here, right? From around $200 to a high of 718, right? We had a nice little split back here, and then, we consolidated, and then we got a nice rally to the upside. Although there's a constant trend I see, right? Anytime Tesla rallies to the upside, it has this minor pullback, right? We see a nice rally, pullback, right? So we've been rallying. We haven't really seen this sort of pullback, right? Does that mean that it always has to happen? Not necessarily, right? But it would be nice to see maybe some sort of healthy pullbacks. But what we're seeing right now, we did get a breakup above 695, that 700 level. Stock did see some aggressive selling around that 718 mark. Price is still kind of holding there pretty nicely. So let's kind of see how it performs in January if this bullish momentum continues. The other ticker I'm going to keep an eye on this year in general, I think long term, I'm pretty bullish on NEO this year, right? I mean, we've seen it make some nice moves to the upside, as you can see, from a low of $2, and then we kind of saw some nice rallies here to around 15, 20 bucks, and then finally we got a nice push to 57. Now, as far as technical analysis, what we're seeing is this nice little double bottom form, right? I think if we do get a push up above this $50 mark, we might go ahead and retest that 57 mark and continue to have some nice moves to the high, to new highs. Now, another thing to keep in mind is NEO does have, I think, NEO Day coming up on the 9th, which makes it, what is that? I'm not too sure when it is. It might be Saturday or Friday. I'm not too sure. One of those days we have NEO Day coming up. That's usually, stocks tend to go higher into those sort of catalysts. So keep that in mind. We'll see if we're going to trade this. We'll obviously alert everyone within our paid group and those who have our services if we do conduct any specific trade with NEO. Okay, so that's as far as NEO goes. BABA is another interesting one I'm going to have on my radar, only because it seems to have had an aggressive drop to the downside, sitting around 211, and then it did make this gap. It tried to fill it, got some rejection. So it would be interesting if we can kind of see a gap fill at that 252 mark, that 255, 252 mark for BABA. But for the most part, that's really all I have for BABA. Nothing interesting there. Amazon, not very clear direction either. We're seeing some nice consolidation. It's been very range bound. It hasn't really made an aggressive move to the upside or to the downside. We're kind of seeing it just hold pretty nicely right here. As you can see, that 3350 level seems to be some resistance right here. So if we do get a pop above that, I wouldn't be too surprised if we kind of see this area up here around the 3600 mark. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple, as you can see, had a nice little wedge, finally broke out. I'm going to clear my drawing set here just so I want to start a little bit new. So we did try to retest those previous highs. stock did see some aggressive selling. So it would be very interesting to see if this stock can sort of, if the stock can kind of form a nice little cup here and then like a handle of some sort or some sort of retest to that previous level of resistance and then break up to the upside. That would make me more comfortable as an investor to possibly trade this. So that's that as far as Apple. Another ticker, this is the last one I have on my watch this week, I'm sorry, is going to be Blink, right? So Blink, as you can see, has made a nice push to the upside. Stock has a parabolic move. For those of you that were in our gold membership, a lot of members bought around this $7 mark. Some did hold it and, you know, sold. Some took profit a little bit earlier. So this was one of the really good successful investments that we were able to make through the services that were provided by UFA. Now, if we take a look at this specific trend, what we're seeing is aggressive push to the upside, and then we kind of see this buying the dip action going on over here. And then we see an aggressive volume, and then now we're kind of seeing some sell-off happen again. Blink, I think, is possibly going to go a little bit higher. That's just my personal biases. I try not to have those, but that's just my personal biases as far as Blink. So we're going to keep it at that. I don't want to give any specific price targets for any specific tickers. Just because we're starting off a new year, I want to see the price action sort of develop. And, you know, there's a lot more to keep in mind as far as fundamentals. So if you guys want, just write a few tickers in the chat box. I'm not going to go over every single one. I'll try to get to as many as I can. So if you can, just try to give me some sort of context as to what you want me to take a look at for the stock. Just write in the chat box, and I'll try my best to answer that for you. So Neo Day, yes. So Neo Day, someone said it's Friday around 5:30 a.m. Thank you for that. NVIDIA, please try to give me some sort of context. You know, it's just difficult to kind of give you guys an analysis of something just by a specific ticker. So someone says, can we look at XPEV? This was alerted in gold members. They beat 10K. Sure, let's take a look at XPV, right? So anytime a stock sort of beats some sort of earnings or, you know, earnings play like that, you just have to keep in mind it's going to be catalyst driven, right? So it's kind of hard to do technical analysis on it. But if any case scenario, I see that we did hit 74, right? Since then, we've been kind of selling off. And then we kind of saw some selling pressure right here, right? Just because that seems to be a resistance. If any case scenario, we do get a nice push above that 20-day moving average, I think we might continue to see another push to the upside. Now, if you did say they did have some nice earnings or some sort of positive catalyst, that is a chance for this stock to go a little bit higher. So we're going to keep it at that as far as this stock. So there's some resistance right here. We saw some aggressive selling, like I said, around that $45 mark, which is also the 20-day moving average. So that's that. We're kind of seeing the stock not necessarily bottom out here, but it is a little closer to the undervaluation, around 40 points on the RSI. So it is a possible chance for this stock to either push above this. We can see a nice rally again, assuming there's a positive catalyst. But this
some
stock
deliveries came, deliveries for the fourth quarter came, so that might.
Yeah, someone wrote that in the chat. That's what I said. So that might be a potential reason for this stock to kind of make a nice push to the upside. So we're going to keep it at that for XPEV. Okay. ARCT. I'm not really familiar. If I'm not familiar with some of these tickers, I'm not going to say too much on them just because I don't know how they move. Yeah, so with this stock, what we're seeing is a huge drop right here, right? So anytime a stock sort of gaps down like this, I personally don't like to touch them. And the reason why is because, you know, there has to be something negative that kind of caused this to happen. So there's obviously a lot of volatility here since the stock dropped low, or they might have done a secondary offering, right? No one really knows. I'm not really familiar with the stock, but all in all, right, I mean, stocks do tend to fill gaps. So there is a potential chance for this stock to kind of retest back up here at 92. But, you know, based on the price action we're seeing here, the price is just simply floating down here. So let's kind of see how it performs in January. But that's as far as I have for ARCT. Where do I see AMC stock going in 21? I'm going to be very honest. I have no clue. AMC has been a very, very rough year for them. I think they had a very, how should I say this? I mean, if you just take a look at this chart, they really had no clear direction, right? It's just been sort of range bound right here, right? The stock has made some nice push and then consolidated. The stock has really no specific direction. Now, if I were to say anything about this stock, I would say that the stock seems like it's sort of bottomed out. So what can it do, right? I mean, it can only go higher from here. Now, obviously, you do have to understand the risk that comes along with it, and the fact that it can dip a little lower, maybe even try to become, a one, below a $2 stock. But as of right now, what we see historically, we see some buying pressure. We see some buying pressure that happens around that $2.10 mark right here, happen right here. So it would be very interesting to see how it performs. It might be an interesting investment, although I'm not too familiar with the the entertainment side of the entertainment sector. So we're going to keep it at that. This right here is a strong support. So if we do kind of see the price hold, I wouldn't be too surprised if it kind of pushes back up. But be prepared if it does dip a little bit lower. So that's that as far as AMC. A lot of the tickers you guys are writing, I need some sort of context, right? I mean, I need to understand why you guys want me to take a look at it. Could you please advise any long-term investments in rollover IRA account? So as far as advising any long-term investments, I don't really do that on the Sunday Market Talks. I usually, there's a lot that goes into, long-term investments. You have to do a lot of fundamental analysis. I would rather you sit down with a certified financial advisor who can better cater to your needs.
Hey, Dilaver, whoever mentioned that, just make sure you are part of our meetups. We will be offering a class soon session about talking about retirement and long-term retirement and some of the things and rollover and what are the options you have. So keep a lookout for that session.
Yep. Thank you, Mushi. So let's take a look at Airbnb. Will it settle down below 150? Now that is something that it can do. You have to understand the stock is fairly new on the market, right? I mean, I think they really only IPO'd on December 10th. So, the stock made a huge push to 165, dipped lower. It's back up now. It's sold off again. So as you can see, when a stock is fairly new, you have to understand that it's kind of developing a personality, like I like to say, right? It's developing a price action is what we call it. So right now the stock is at a crucial point, right? I mean, this seems to be a nice level of support, right? That $145, $150 mark. If the price can kind of hold, we'll see it, maybe push back up. But if it does dip below, I wouldn't be too surprised if it hits this area. But, the stock is fairly new. I want to see it develop more of a price action. Let's take a look at FUBO. What is its support? So it's at a critical level of support right now. In fact, it's sitting at the 50-day moving average at around $28. It's at a, I think I spoke about this stock last week where I said, the stock had a parabolic move to the upside, and then all of a sudden it kind of sold off in a few days. Anytime that happens, you guys have to understand that, what caused this to happen, right? I mean, essentially what we're seeing, the stock was kind of range bound. All of a sudden, we're seeing the stock shoot up, come back down. I wouldn't be too surprised, like I said, if it kind of continues in this range. Now, if it does have any chance of breaking out of this, we might then kind of disregard this little channel and see it bounce from this 50-day moving average. So as of right now, that would be its support right now, is at that $28 mark, where it's essentially sitting right now. I would like to see how it performs in the next coming month and whatnot. But like I said, I mean, this stock seems to be extremely volatile right now. I'm not really looking to, this is not something that I would invest in. So I don't want to say too much on it. So I'm going to keep it at that. Disney short-term movement, 185 plus looking possible based. On your technicals, are looking downward momentum. Have some January 15th, 185 calls. Sure, let's take a look at Disney. Disney, nice gapping up. Above 183, I think we're going to see a nice push, right? So that's kind of what I'm waiting for as well. As you can see, I have my resistance line right here. As of right now, it seems to be pretty bullish the way, the price action has been looking for Disney. If you take a look here, we bottomed out around $80 here, kind of recovered. And since then, we've kind of been gapping up right here since around November, early November, we started gapping up. We're starting to gap up. And, gaps are, do raise some sort of concern sometimes, but you have to understand what is the catalyst that usually causes the stock to gap up. So, is it justified? But as of right now, we seem to be at a nice uptrend. Price continues to gap up. Momentum seems to be strong. Volume seems to be fairly strong. We're kind of in a nice uptrend here. 183 is in some resistance. January 15th, 185 calls, right? So you have about another week or so for those calls. Just understand your theta might kick in a little bit harder here, and your option might look to depreciate much faster just because it's looking to expire soon, and it seems to be out of the money right now. So, let's see if we can get a nice push tomorrow in the market, and if you do close above 185, you should be in profits, or at least have some sort of intrinsic value in your option. So, we're going to keep it at that. Okay, what is this? So we're going to take a look at Wayfair. Apple we already touched on. Dropped big for last 5 trading days. Yeah, so we're definitely seeing some, huge drops in Wayfair. It is also, once again, seems to be bottomed out at the support level right here. So if I were to kind of adjust this line, it's right here, right? That 220 seems to be a nice level of support for it based on its previous level. Now, it has been sort of selling off right here. And if we take a look at the RSI, where is it? Bear with me. If you take a look at the RSI also has kind of approached its level of support right here, where the stock usually tends to bounce back, right? As you can see, right around that 35-point mark. If it does dip a little bit lower, I wouldn't be too surprised, but this seems to be a key area where it likes to push back up. So just keep that in mind for something like Wayfair. Although I don't know what kind of catalyst is causing the stock to just continuously drop. But yeah, we're going to keep it at that. And then what else do we have here? I'm going to go over about 2 more. So IPOC, right? I mean, IPOC is very interesting, right? So this right here is a special purpose acquisition company, right? So called a SPAC. They're looking to merge, like you said, on January 6th. Stocks do tend to go higher into, some sort of mergers. Now, this doesn't really have any specific, price action, and didn't really merge yet. It's not really officially, it's still what we call a blank check company. So after their merger, I think I would like to see its price action develop. One early, one early SPAC that happened last year was VTIQ, which is now NKLA, right? Nikola Motors, right? They, I think, ran up from around $10 to about $100, which, as you can see, was a nice push to the upside. Is that something that can happen? I mean, who knows? These are very speculative. They seem to get very popular in this previous year. So just keep that in mind. But that's as far as IPOC. I mean, it's just making, some nice moves as it approaches its merger date, right? And if we do get a break above 17, that seems to be a nice level of resistance. We might continue to see some upside. So that's that. Let's see. I'm going to go over one last one here. Snow, looking to initiate an entry and then play dollar cost averaging. Yeah, so that is always a good plan to dollar cost average, right? Especially in long term. If you're long term on a stock, you can never predict the best entry. You can never predict the best exit. The best thing you can do is essentially have the best average, right? So that means buying a little bit here, buying a little bit here, buying a little bit here, right? Just as the stock kind of continuously moves on. But as of right now, it does seem to approach a nice crucial level of support. It's hitting that nice 100-day moving average. So it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to kind of buy some here. And if it dips a little bit lower, if you're long-term on this, you can buy some, a little bit right here on that 230 mark, or, generally anything below that, obviously. But that would be, this right here is a crucial level. So what it can do, even though it closed below it, we can see it potentially turn around and bounce from here. This stock is also, I think, fairly new. It did IPO back in September. So that's that as far as Snow. I'm going to do one last one here. This is, what about NLS in 21? Is it going to climb? There's talks of Nautilus Peloton merger. So let's take a look at this ticker, right? So if there's obviously talks of a merger, that's obviously going to have some sort of, bullish sentiment. But you have to keep in mind, there's, you can kind of trade the news if you want to, but if you're looking to invest in this, you kind of just have to have access to the best news service as possible that can alert you and let you know, like, hey, there's a merger that happened, or something that can get your information really quickly, and you can make a decision that way. But, you can't really do technical analysis, once again, on something that you're kind of waiting on some sort of news for. So, one thing that I would recommend is you get access to our Benzinga Pro services. You get access to news right at your fingertips, and very quickly, sometimes quicker than, Twitter, news services. So that's that as far as the Peloton merger. So that was the last one. Thank you guys all for joining. That's my last ticket that we're going to take a look at. I want to thank everyone for joining me, and I look to see you guys more often. I'm going to keep it at that. It's back to you, Mushi.
Thank you, Dilawar. I think today we are going to make it short. I just wanted to answer any questions you may have. So far, what we covered, what do we do, those who is new with us, and some of you all already asked some of the great questions. Sorry, we could not go over all the tickers, but that it takes time. Overnight you would not be able to go through everything. Okay? Any questions? And as far as when is this happening, this is happening. We do this every Sunday and Tuesday night. Sunday and Tuesday night, all of our details are sitting on the website. If you are looking at our website, you will see that our website is UrbanHood. If you go urbanhood.org, at the top upper right side, live room. If you go on a live room, you'll be able to get into our Discord, not Telegram, and this is in meetups. If you click meetups, it's going to take you in the meetups all upcoming events, and you'll see Sunday night, Tuesday. These are the events that you can sign up with. All right. Besides doing that, we do every day midday at 12:30 p.m. 12:30 Eastern with all of our paid members. We go through. We do this thing. We go a little bit extensive with the paid tools. We explain, why some stock is down, why it's not, so on. All right. Any other question? And I see Omar. Thank you, Omar, sharing that group name, Telegram. Right. Can I find recordings? That's a great question. As far as recording, if on our website, upper left side, you will see that back to here, you'll see that YouTube channel. We post those likes. So if make sure you go the subscribe the channel on the channel. We will be adding this video. Now, one thing I want to share, those who is paid members, tomorrow you might see something in the Discord. If you have any hiccup on the Discord accessing all the Discord content, let us know. That we'll work with you to fix it. Reach out to Omar. Omar is when I said this weekend, our team worked pretty much whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to get it up and running. We are not saying 100% Discord you are going to have all the access. If you do not, please be patient with us. He's going to help you. And then, as you know, that we are doing the best we can. All right. And the Telegram group, those who is already gold members, platinum members, Telegram should be the way it is. Okay, I see. Any other questions people have? Thank you, Omar. Okay. All right, everyone. Just this week, just know that from tomorrow night, you're going to see a lot of things going to happen in the market. And the market might react based on the election coming up on Tuesday, the Senate election on Tuesday in Georgia. At the same time that the Biden president election is going to be certified in Congress. But starting tomorrow, that you'll see in Washington, new upcoming the Congress senators, they are going to be sworn in already today. They have done Congress, senator is going to happen, election, and the new Speaker of the House election is going on, and the certification of the vote is going to happen, and the Senate election in Georgia, and same time that in Washington, that President Trump is already talking about certain things, executive order or delisting companies. So he'll do things what he's good at, but at the same time, those news makes market kind of scared. So be ready for it, that if market does pull back, but don't get too scared.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website, urbanhood.org, and join our community at meetup.com and look for financial freedom for you. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.